Hi, welcome to stream. It has been quite a while since I streamed last. Hello. My setup still is bad. Um, but it's been a while since I streamed last, and I'm sure my dedicated, 0 to 2 viewers are devastated over this. But yeah, I've just had a very busy time. Sorry, my dog's barking. Of course, she's barking. That's just what she does. She was quiet a few minutes ago, and then I start recording, and she's like, hey, now's a good time to bark. But, anyways, I'm back. Part of the reason I have been not streaming, I kind of doubt anybody cares since, I don't have a big audience or anything, but is because I've been busy with a lot of things. My sister got married, which was super cool, and different events and stuff. So all that typical life stuff. But also, my wrist hates me, so haven't really been wanting to draw as much, and that makes it hard. But I just got these really cool gloves that they're like technically made for people with arthritis, but they're like compression gloves, and so I can draw. I can draw for a lot longer without my wrist hurting, which means I can probably actually do a stream again without just you know ruining my ruining my whole hand. I still have to put the drawing glove on top of it, which I find very funny. Because it's like this really loose glove on top of this really tight compression glove, and I think that's funny. But they're really nice, really comfortable. If you have anything that, you know, like what's the carpal tunnel or any of that stuff, highly recommend. I'm really liking them. My mom just got some too because she's got some arthritis in her hands and she's liking them. But yeah, so there's my spontaneous pitch. Get some cool gloves. I don't actually need this left one very often, but I feel compelled to put them both on because then they match, and I don't know, sometimes I just like things to match. Anyway, so title of the stream this time is Drawing Joestars, because I have this drawing, which is almost done, of Johnny and Gyro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I'm assuming if you clicked on the stream, you probably already know who they are, because I don't know why you would just click onto a random stream if you didn't see something you already liked. So yeah, we've got Johnny Joestar, Gyro Zeppeli, love them, awesome, great. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, part 7 is all about these horse girls, and their race and everything across like cowboy era United States. So it's very good. All of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is good, but like in a very wild way. Yeah, so I'm drawing them, but I know I'm like almost done with certain parts of it. I'm not going to do the background tonight because I don't hate myself and don't want to do that live. But I'm almost done with shading. I just have to do like Gyro, and then I haven't decided yet if I want to get in there with more details or leave it as just the simple shading, so we'll see. But when I finish at least the simple shading, I'm going to switch over and work on, I just did a sketch for Joseph Joestar, and I need to refine that sketch and then start going in and painting it, because unlike this one over here where it's just like my more comic type style that I do, the one for Joseph I want to like actually do like my full painting style for. That's why it's a little more realistic, a little less stylized, because that's just kind of what I do. Is you can tell I used a reference for this one of just like a guy that looked enough like how I picture Joseph Joestar would look if he was a real man. And then I made his hair do that, and then he looks even more like Joseph Joestar. So, anyways, I'm gonna work on Johnny and Gyro first, and then hop on over and do like the sketch stuff for Joseph, because they're almost done here. Like Johnny, for what I'm doing tonight, he is done. I'm probably gonna go in and add some more darker shading type bits in some of the, deeper like folds of the clothes and stuff like that. But for like the sort of simple first go at the clothes and everything, he's good. Gyro, I was getting there. I think I was just about to work on his like skin tone stuff. So let me find, or no, I was in the middle of doing his hair. 'Cause see, I only did a little bit of that side of his hair. As you can see, I'm a little scattered, because part of why I'm working on this is I have been doing more like cons and selling at cons and stuff, which is very fun. So if you haven't watched me before, I am both a author and an artist, and so I tend to go to like author events, which are very, very fun and all that, but I have like stuff that I sell like for my book, the book itself. I have some art prints and like bookmarks and things that have character art I've done of like my characters and stuff. So that's all, good and everything. But for like cons, obviously I need to bring more of like my fan art and stuff. And since I just started doing that, I only have like a handful of things, so they're not super profitable at the moment because I don't have like the same recognizability. Whereas if you go to like a author event that has independent authors, like you kind of expect to not know who people are, and so people will buy the book stuff and all that, and it's very, very fun. Well, depends on where you go. But it's usually very, very fun, and it doesn't necessarily matter that people don't recognize what you're doing, because that's what they're there for. They're there to learn about it. Whereas for cons, they're there for things that they already love, for like anime and superheroes and comics and all of those fun things. And I have fan art because I'm a nerd and an artist. Of course I have fan art. I've drawn fan art on stream before. It's really funny. I attempted some like JoJo style Buffy art on might have been the stream before I had to stop for a while. And it's not very good because I was just figuring out, like, because I was trying to do it like in JoJo style, and that's difficult. And I had like just started getting into JoJo, and then now, fast forward like only a few months, and I'm almost done with part 7, and I will finish it tonight because I'm like, when I say almost, I mean like almost. So, which, some of that had been kind of spoiled for me, unfortunately. But that's what happens when you join a fandom late, so can't blame anybody for that. But you just, you join a fandom late, then you're gonna get spoiled. But this fandom is older than I've been alive, so not necessarily in America. And in America, it's had a it didn't come to America for a while, so, but I'm still late even for that. So anyways, I'm just really enjoying it. Almost done with this part. I'm sad about things, but that's every part of JoJo has sad things in it, but it's worth it because it's a fun time. I always feel like I'm talking too much, even though that's kind of the point of a stream. But it's been a while, so I feel like I actually do have things to say, even if they're kind of stupid. That's the whole point of streaming, is you show up and you just kind of say stupid things until somebody watches you. But yeah, so that's kind of just what I'm doing tonight, is just trying to finish up. Sorry, I sometimes when I'm like drawing and talking, it's like my brain disconnects and I'm like, I can no longer do either of these things. So that's fun for me. Also, I realized I was trying to figure out why my lighting seems even worse than it has been in the past. And then I remembered one of the bulbs in my fan is out. So, you know, good times, good times. Yeah. But I'm having a lot of fun because now I have like an actual like work reason, so to speak, for drawing fan art, whereas before I did not mean to copy that. I meant to hit this. Sorry. Before it was just like here and there because it was more important to prioritize drawing like my own characters because of the types of events I was going to. Whereas now, going to cons and stuff, it's more important to prioritize drawing fan art of stuff. So naturally, for drawing like Gyro and Johnny, probably not the best choice, simply because even though JoJo's really popular, this part hasn't been turned into anime yet, and so they don't have the same recognizability as characters from some of the other parts of JoJo. So, you know, making wise choices here. But I've been really enjoying specifically Steel Ball Run. I love horses, and it's like a race across the U.S. on horseback, and so it's the best thing because I already liked JoJo, I already liked horses, and then boom, there's a whole horse JoJo. So that's just a treat for me, yeah, so I've been really enjoying it, and just wanted to draw this. Originally, it was going to be just Johnny. That's why if you look at the file name, it just says Johnny Joestar. But then when I did the like ugly sketch, because I always start with an ugly sketch, I did like this pose, which was terrible in sketch form. And I was like, you know what? I think compositionally I need more. And I was like, well, guess I'm drawing two of them. So went ahead and threw Gyro in there. And then after throwing him in like ugly sketch form, I started working on like the refined sketch and line art and all that. And I drove myself slowly insane because I decided it was a good idea to like place every single star on Johnny's outfit. Like I copied and pasted so I didn't have to draw it every time. But I like individually placed each one like a psycho. And like did some like distortion on them to sort of indicate like directionality and stuff, because apparently I like to be a crazy person. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just crazy like that apparently. So these are like, if you haven't like read it or anything, these are like holes that he just has in his hat for no reason. But the way that it's kind of shortcutted is they're just like shaded in really dark. So I just did the little like softer shade in right there just to kind of remind myself to do that later. Anyway, but I kind of like that sort of cheating it out thing. I still have not done his skin, but whatever, I'm just going down the line. As you can see, my layers are a mess because that's how I like to live, apparently. I'm very bad at like organizing my layers. The one thing that I did that was smart, and I mean one only, is I did make sure that all of the color layers for Gyro are directly underneath his line art, and then labeled the line art for once. And then I did the same thing with Johnny. So all of this is the layers for Johnny, which I need to combine and stuff. But I don't know. I love chaos, I guess. I love making my life harder. So, you know, I'll just continue to suffer. So yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot. I do know that, you know, even though it hasn't been animated yet, I know that there are a lot of people who really, really love Steel Ball Run. So hopefully this is for somebody. Another thing I like is I don't like drawing lips. I never have. It's just not a fun time for me. And for some reason, drawing like fan art of JoJo characters and stuff like that in the last few months, and like really like looking at the way that like their lips are done, I really enjoy it. And it's the only time I have ever just really liked drawing lips. Also, did I draw that directly on that layer? I meant to do a layer above it. Well, anyway, I guess I will ignore that and pretend I didn't just make my life harder. And I'll here actually do like this. Yeah. So I've been enjoying drawing the lips on the JoJo characters, which is a very weird thing for me. Never really enjoyed that before. But there's something about them. It's like also with, when I read books, like, I personally have never been a fan of, like, really, like, full lips that are, like, very, very full lips, I guess. Like, and a lot of, like, books and stuff will, like, describe a guy's lips as full, and I'm like, don't like that. And then I started watching JoJo, and I was like, no, I think I get it now. Their lips look very good. So anyways, I'm just a crazy person talking to no one on the internet about lips, so yay me. So yeah, anyway, I really like specifically in this one, in Steel Ball Run, I really like the dynamic that Johnny and Gyro have, because they're kind of terrible, but in a very enjoyable way. So yeah. I recently, as I kind of mentioned, got to go and sell at a con. Just a little one, because I'm just getting started and all that, and, you know, I have some other stuff lined up and all that should be fun. But I got to go and do that, and one of the really fun things for me was well, actually there's a few things, and now I'm not sure which one I want to say first. So one of the things I really enjoyed was I got to sneak away for a little bit, because there's one of the voice actors for JoJo there. The oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. Guy who played Anastasia Part 6. I'm so bad at names, I cannot remember it now. But I was really excited because he was there. And so I got to sneak away for a little bit and go meet him, and I did this, like, frantic drawing of Anastasia, like, and I mean, like, frantic. So it's a terrible drawing, and I went over there and was like, all right, I'm gonna go, like, see if this guy will sign this, right? And I, like, walk up, and I, like, you know, introduce myself, all that, and I was like, so do you sign, like, just random things, or do you only sign, like, stuff that's, you know, the stuff that he, like, had to sell, like, art and all that? And he's like, oh yeah, you know, I'll sign, like, some stuff or whatever. And I was like, oh, will you sign this? And I showed him this very bad drawing, and he literally, like, laughed out loud because it was so dorky. And that made my day. So that was super fun. He signed it, and it was just a lot of fun to get somebody to sign a drawing. Is always really, really fun. It's fun to, like, essentially, like, share with somebody, like, that, like, I don't know, there's, like, a mutual appreciation to it, I guess. That's been my experience, is when you get somebody to sign, like, a fan art type thing, that, you know, it's like, I drew that, but I wouldn't have if I didn't love the character that, you know, was brought to life by this person. And there's just this like, nice, it's just, like, a good, like, sharing of something, you know, a good, it's just a pleasant thing to do. So if you ever have the chance to do that, to, like, share something that you've drawn with someone who inspired it in any way, highly recommend. The first time I ever got to do anything, get anything signed, was, you know, technically not even like something like that where it was like the actor or whatever, because I got to go and get a bunch of artwork signed when I was in Disneyland. When I was in college, I went to Disneyland, and beforehand I drew just, like, a ton of Disney characters. And so I went around with my little sketchbook and got a bunch of the characters to sign it. Like, literally anybody that I had drawn, I was like, I'm going to draw a ton of people, and whichever ones I see, I'll go and get it signed, and anybody that I don't run into, just sort of naturally through the day, I won't bother. And it was just a delight to do that. Got several of the princesses and, like, all of that. So even though they're not, like, you know, they're not the characters in the way that, like, the people that voiced them are the characters, that was very, very fun. I don't love how that looks, but I'm feeling like I don't care that much. Not today. This was originally supposed to be a doodle, and I've been working on it for 3 days. So, and I will continue to work on it, because after I do what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to, isn't there something else I needed to, there's the spur. Oh no, I think I got everything on this layer. Anyways, even after I do everything that I want to get done on it tonight, I'll still have more things that I need to do on it. Gyro, where is your skin? Excuse me. Nope. This is why I need to organize my layers. Don't be like me. Ever. Organize your layers, folks. Because this is his hair. This is pants. Shirt. Ah, there it is. Okay. Figured it out. What is it? This is his cape? Yes. Okay. Don't be like me. So anyways, I love getting to share fan art with people, as long story short, very fun. Absolutely love to do that. That's probably been my favorite time getting to do that, because usually it's just like random stuff, and this time it was like something that I like really, really love. And then it was also very funny because of how dorky the drawing actually was. And he thought it was funny that I had like literally just drawn it over at my booth. Because one thing that I'll do while I'm whenever, like, whether it's for a writing event or for like a con or whatever, is I do little like dollar doodles, so I can have people just like tell me like something that they want me to draw, and I'll just do it in a few minutes, you know. Let's do this way. Yeah, I like that better. So I'll take just a few minutes and do it, so it's never like a super, you know, like intricate drawing. It's never like, you know, my best or anything, but they're a lot of fun, and they really delight people, because, you know, I can do, you know, a lot better than what I tend to give people with those, because I can take, you know, I can take time with things and all of that, but people are often more excited about the silly little doodles than when I can like for like the things that I spend a lot of time on, which is so funny. And it's because it has that, you know, personal element to it, because it's what they wanted, and it's very fun. I get asked a lot of interesting things. I really love when a kid asks me to draw something, because it's usually pretty weird. How heavy with this shading do I want to go? I keep kind of changing my mind on how sharp it needs to be. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go a little darker here, darker overall, which means I need to come in there. I'm probably gonna have to do a second level to this, which I already knew, but like oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. I'm so bad at this. Anyway, the talking and drawing at the same time, sometimes totally fine, and then other times it's where I just like all of a sudden cannot say a single word, because two things are happening at once and my brain can only do one. Anyways, I literally do not remember what I was talking about. That's terrible. My brain is trash. Yeah. Was I talking about... Oh, I think I was talking about the doodles and how... Yeah, okay. I really enjoy the things that kids will ask me to draw, because they're frequently, like... They're really fun, I guess. So, like, I drew... one kid wanted me to draw Vegeta, which was very funny, and, you know, Vegeta is very easy to draw. And then another kid asked me to draw him as a soccer star, and that one I really, really liked, because I love to draw, like, when I'm doing the, like, dollar doodles, because they are very simple, I like to draw things that are really cute, and, cute or really like fun, because those often don't take up as much time in order to like make them actually good, and so I usually enjoy how they turn out a lot more than some of the things that are a little more serious or more detailed or whatever, because I either have to like shortcut those and then they aren't as good as they could be, or it's just like it just doesn't read the same way, I guess, as when you get to do things that are like really cute or fun or whatever. And so that one was very, very fun. I really enjoyed drawing that one because I also really like getting to do like really like extreme poses. So I enjoyed doing that one because I made the kid doing like just the biggest kick. So that one I think was one of my favorites that I got to do. And then I feel like there was another kid. Oh, you know what? This was at an older event. I got to draw Bluey for a kid, and that was really fun because Bluey's just a bunch of rectangles. So, yeah. Just draw a bunch of rectangles for a kid. But yeah, so I just enjoy drawing for the kids. I enjoy drawing for everyone. Last time I got to draw for a Lego Master Builder, because he also had kind of left to wander around. He left his booth. So I got to draw something for him because he thought it was fun that I was doing that. And his whole thing was he wanted me to draw something that was how did he say it? It was something along the lines of draw something that like draw what comes to your mind when you hear the words peace and tranquility. So that one was like really nice because I ended up just drawing him like this little bitty scene of like just a couple of guys on like a boat, and I did like a full scene for that one, which I don't usually do like ever, but it was just like nice with like trees and things, and so that was like one of the most fun little doodles that I got to do that day. Okay, so I think for what I'm doing tonight that I just have to do Gyro's cloak, and then I'll switch over to the other drawing. But because I don't want to get like down in the details while I'm having to talk at the same time because it will become bad. But yeah, I think it's turning out nice. I love these characters. They're so much fun. And then I do enjoy when I'm working on a drawing to kind of switch back and forth between two different ones because every time I go to make a selection, I completely lose my train of thought for some reason, and I have no idea why. But that one, for some reason, it just ruins my brain. Anyways, I tend to like to switch back and forth between drawings that are at different stages because I feel like it helps my like attention span, I guess. So that's the other reason I thought it would be nice to kind of just do a little bit of this one and then hop over to the sketch that I need to work on. So yeah, wrong button. Ignoring that. Okay. I programmed, my own shortcuts and then immediately, like, messed them up. So, because part of the problem is I originally just had my art stuff on my laptop because I didn't have a desktop computer. And then I got the desktop computer, yay, all that good stuff. But the program didn't have the shortcuts that I had plugged in when I had the just the laptop, and so then I got used to the generic stuff while still complaining about it at every turn, being like, I just need to reprogram this. It'd be so much easier if it was the way it was on laptop. And then I finally did, but by then, again, I was already kind of used to the way that it was on the like the generic settings, and so now I'm having to like get used to the settings that I liked in the first place. So you know, I always make things much more difficult for myself than they need to be. It's a talent, actually. I don't know if you knew that, but that's just it's a skill. It's an acquired skill. So anyways, I'm just kind of doing the lightest layer of shading tonight on this one. I may or may not, well, never mind. I was going to say I may or may not save it for next stream to finish it out, but I need to be cracking out these drawings, because I have another event coming up, so I probably won't actually wait. But I can, like, show off the end result. So anyways, I'm excited about getting to do more cons. I'm excited about this drawing because it's really cute. Oh, and I'll probably have at least, even if I don't have it finished by the next stream, which would be crazy, I'll at least have like the background like blocked in instead of just vague green. So yeah, that'll be fun. Why am I like this? Okay. But yeah, I think that this one is gonna be pretty good. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on. Sometimes I get like tunnel vision and then like my brain kind of zooms out and I'm like, that doesn't work like that. So these shadows make no sense. Hold on. I gotta redo these. But I'm also excited to do the other drawing because it's more of the painting style that I do rather than the comic style, and I like to hop back and forth between that too, because like obviously I really like my my comic style or I wouldn't do it, but I really like the painting style, and it's been a while since I've done one that I've like really put my whole heart into, simply because just like time, and then again having my wrist all messed up has made it where I haven't really wanted to put I'm doing the same shadow. Why am I doing this? Why does my brain keep thinking this is right and then looking at it and going, no, that's not right. Why do you keep doing this? I don't know. There's something about it that's telling me it's right until I look at it. And then I'm like, hey, no, don't do that. I think it's because I need to kind of cut a shape. Yeah, that's better. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah. Okay. That's better. It's not great, but it's a better, like, foundational shape, I guess I could say, for what I'm gonna add to it later. I think that is everything that I wanted to do on this one tonight. So I should save it because I have at least 2 brain cells, and saving things is good. Okay, so let me switch brushes and hop on over to Joseph. So my plan for this one is to do like more finalized line art. I don't know if I'll finish that tonight or not, because sometimes I get really like into the details. This one I may or may not take slower, so I might still be working on it next time I stream. I don't know. But at the very least, I'm definitely going to be working on fan art for a while, because I'm trying to get more stuff ready for cons than what I currently have available. Let me merge my like rough sketch layers, because apparently I did not do that earlier. So one thing that I do is I always just sort of bring the opacity of the rough sketch down before I start like getting into it, and then I get into it, I guess. This one I'm really excited about because, like, again, I haven't had the, like, I guess mental energy to actually want to do one of my more detailed pieces. I've done, like, the only stuff that I have really liked that I've drawn in a while has been my more, like, comic-y type stuff. I just haven't liked any of my paintings because I haven't had the energy to, like, want to do them justice, I guess. So I'm excited because I feel like I can do that now. I have my my cool compression gloves that make it where I can draw for a long time, which means I can actually spend more time on a drawing without feeling like I'm like my wrist is gonna just like die. So yeah, I guess long story short, I'm very excited about this drawing. And also I frequently I go back and forth between being like I do not have a favorite JoJo, and then I'm like, no, it's Joseph. I love him. Because I love how he's like wants everybody to think he is so stupid, but he's not. And I think that is so much fun. Anyways, I'm excited about this one. I am hoping that because normally on stream I don't do the like line art stuff because I do get distracted so easily while I'm talking, but I think I have enough of it here that it's gonna be fine. That's why I didn't like start from scratch, I guess. Why I'm starting with a little bit of a base with like the whole rough sketch. Alright, hold on. I recently updated the program and it hates me now. Where, oh my gosh, the tilting, you see how it's tilted to the left when I really wanted it to tilt right, is because it, oh my gosh, it hates me now. And it's, they updated a couple things that have made my life worse. So, one of them is the way that the thing tilts, and it's the worst. Yeah. So that's fun for me. I love when my technology misbehaves. It's really great. Anyway, so it's so wobbly. Like, look at that. I don't know why I made that sound effect, but I did. So that's good for me. Anyways, I'm having a good time with this one because I love this character. I actually had energy, and my wrist isn't gonna murder me. That's my conclusion of everything I've been rambling about. So I'm very happy about how I think this one's gonna go, and then if it does turn out how I want it to, then I'll be able to sell it when I'm at my next con. So it should be a couple weeks from now. So I don't know. Maybe I won't be able to sell it because that's not a lot of time to not only draw it but get everything set with it. But if I can, I will, because I love this man. So yeah, I think I'm, basic because I like, because I like him a lot, and he's kind of the most, he's like the least weird looking out of all the Joestars, because they kind of get weirder and weirder. Why does that not look right? Hang on. But I enjoy him a lot. I like all of them though. So again, I go back and forth between, I don't have a favorite, but sometimes I do. I think it just depends on my mood, to be honest. But at the very least, love him. My wrist is doing better, but like it does not want to do this right now. So yay me. But it's not so bad that I'm like, oh, I can't. I don't love how those look. Anyway, just kind of trying to get this sketch to look nice instead of being all scratchy and kind of ugly. Yeah. Whenever I like put actual effort into a drawing, I am frequently baffled by people who do manga and comics and stuff like that, because the level of detail, for one thing, but also how like precise a lot of it is, and I just feel like it's so much work. And I tell myself, okay, I write, I draw, I should do a comic. And then I sit down to try and do a comic, and my whole brain just goes, oh, no. Why would you ever do this? So, I don't know. Maybe if, strategically thinking, maybe I should do comics of the stuff that I've already written, because maybe that's like my problem, is that my brain is like, hey, let's not come up with like a whole story and like draw it when you could just draw the characters that you've already made the story about. My brain is like, no, let's not. That doesn't look quite right, but I'll circle back to it because I don't feel like dealing with it. I care less and less the longer a stream goes, which is also why I tend to not do the line art actually on stream, because then it gets sloppy. But again, I'm feeling good about this one, so I'm not as worried about it. And I have plenty of time to circle back to it, even if I feel like it's not completely right today. But yeah. What part do I want to do next? Let's do lips. I spent a really long time earlier today trying to find a reference image to work from, because what I had in mind, I had a couple like like possible expressions that I wanted to do. And the reference image that I got was not quite this, I guess, because this has a little bit more of a smirk to it. So it's like, I want just like a slight smirk. That's one of the expressions I might do. We'll see. And then I like got into my hunt for reference, and the one that I found was like just like almost there, and I was like, I like that one. But losing my train of thought again, because that's all I know how to do. Reference images, yeah. The other like kind of expression I was thinking of doing is more dramatic, I guess, like more of like that kind of typical like model pose where they've got like the lips slightly parted, and kind of doing like, he's kind of got like a little bit of the like looking to the side or whatever, but it's gonna be a little more extreme. And like those were kind of the two things I was like bouncing back and forth between. And then I saw a good reference image of like this nice 3/4 and kind of a similar look as to what I was going for. And I was like, that's the one. So yeah. Eyebrows. Do I want to do the eyebrow? Yeah. I'll do them right now, and then I'll probably have to circle back to them too, because oftentimes I kind of do just like the shape that I'm going for, but with the more like painted style that I'm gonna be doing, having just like the blocked in shape isn't enough. You kind of have to like do some like texture. So for now, the just blocked in shape is fine, but it's not gonna stay that way. It'll be more textured up, and then, but yeah, I think that, because again, I haven't been able to stream for such a long time. It's a little too thick. I haven't been able to stream for a while, and I think what I want to do with it is, first of all, be more consistent, because that's good. But why does this seem kind of off here? Because if I do that, then that kind of cuts in like a lot. That seems weird. Hang on, I'm going to flip it. Sometimes when you flip it, you can see what's wrong. Yeah. Okay. It does seem too extreme, so what I'm going to do is, I feel like it'd be from like here. And then I can fix that eyebrow in a second. Zoom out. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Just stop talking in the middle of stuff. Do this first. Get that a little taller than I need it. And then I'll fix this eyebrow. That made me lose my train of thought again. I'm sure that's a big surprise at this point. Make sure I got all of that. Oh, right. I was saying what I want to do with like stream and everything. So yeah, I want to be more consistent, and then I want to kind of do like, once I'm done with all the like prep stuff that I need to do for cons, I want to kind of switch back and forth between like longer projects and shorter projects. So I think I'm gonna like pick like one of the days that I stream will be like my long-term project day, and then the other day will be just like something that I only work on like that day and don't come back to, because I think that would be good. I think it'd be fun. Sorry, my brain is having many mixed thoughts here. How do I feel about that? It's okay. Alright. This is how I am with sketches, which again is why I don't usually do them on stream. But I think that as I do stuff more and more, that I'll get more comfortable with that. Yeah, they just take up a lot more like brain energy than just like coloring, shading, all of that. So I tend to just like drop into silence, which is what I wanted to avoid. But no, I have not avoided it at all. But I also feel like that's like it's an interesting thing to watch, is putting the sketches together and all that. So I mean, because we're already a lot more refined than there, so that's nice. I think this one's gonna turn out good. I also wanted to do like, so his hand has little scribbles, because I wanted to do like the vines, I guess, of Hermit Purple, even though like, you know, like he didn't have that ability exactly when he was young, but I just think it will be a nice aesthetic touch to have like the like purple vines and like the thorns and everything. I think that'll be pleasant to look at. So yeah, I'm gonna do it because I like it. Yeah, so I don't have to connect his chin because you're not gonna see it, his hand, and then the vines and everything. And then if I can find a way to do it that I like, which I couldn't in my like general sketch, so probably not, it might make it too busy. I wanted to like kind of have the vines kind of twisting somewhere else, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it. The only thing that I could think of maybe being able to do is like just sort of whipping around like here somewhere, but we'll see if I decide I like that or not. Yeah, that's my generic plan here for Joseph. Okay, I'm avoiding the hand as I usually do. It's just, you know, hands are sometimes they're not our friends. See, and then comments like this are probably why my wrist has betrayed me, because it doesn't feel appreciated. Yeah. So, too far in. No, I don't like the shape of that. But yeah, this is just how my brain is. It's an interesting place to be. But I feel like when I'm doing like the sketches and stuff, believe it or not, as much as I keep like losing my thoughts and being all over the place and stuff. This is like my favorite part of drawings is the line art. I just think it's fun. But like specifically, I really like doing the refined art. I like all of it. I like doing like my ugly scribble art, which even this here is not like the first iteration, because that's too ugly for anyone's eyes. But no, because I literally like scribble draw, which is very fun to do, but it's usually very ugly and the proportions are weird, and it's a whole thing. So while it's very fun, it's not as satisfying as this, where it's, you know, shaping up into like a real thing. I'm just gonna do some sort of soft lines here to kind of imply the things, but I'm not gonna do the real detail there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hand, hair, little bit of scarf, vines. We're getting there. I think the hair is the real reason that I really like Joseph so much. Is I love a good, like, ridiculous, like, just out too far anime hair. This one's a little tamer because it's supposed to be like a semi-realistic version or whatever. But if I was doing more of like my comic-y style like I have here, it would be very exaggerated. So yeah. But I am not. Yeah. I feel like I'm coming along on this, which is nice because I wasn't sure how far I would get with it. I think because I do have like kind of a secondary sketch already, that it's going pretty well. Whereas I feel like if I was trying to do this from the ugly sketch that no one should see ever, I feel like I wouldn't be doing very well right now. I'd be struggling, because I'm already having such a hard time like talking and drawing this. Whereas like this is just kind of, actually I don't like that line. This is easy-ish, because the hard work's already been done of like really figuring out the structure. That's what I tend to do with the sort of middle sketch, because the first one is like incredibly loose, and so sometimes things are like proportionally weird or whatever because I'm just kind of trying to get shapes that are interesting. And then with secondary sketch is where it starts to be like, all right, this is what makes it make sense. So, and then the final sketch is literally just this. I take the make it make sense and clean it up. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. There we go. That's pretty good. And, nope. Almost, but not quite. Just watch. This one's going to be worse. It is. This is, oh, there we go. That's good. I like that one. I also, it's really funny because I'll watch other artists do the exact same thing as I just did there, where I redraw the same line like several times and it looks almost exactly the same each time, and, you know, drive themselves crazy over it while I'm going, it's fine, it looks fine, and then I do the same thing. So I'm I don't know, a hypocrite, I guess, because I'm like, you don't need to keep redrawing that line over and over, and then I redraw my own lines over and over. So I wish that this was just like, oh, I'm gesturing and you can't see it because, again, I've only got 2 brain cells. I wish that the canvas was just like a tiny bit wider, but this is the ratio that I have for my prints, so it has to be this way. So sad. Because I wish I could get like the full hair swoopage, but his hair cannot be contained. Yeah. I like how this curves in a little more up here, so nope. Watch me do it again. There we go. Yeah. Should clean some of this up. That was not a good thing. Hold on. Undo. I need to zoom in. Hello, Joseph. Oh, I may never recover because I was telling my friend about Steel Ball Run because I've been reading it. And I was telling her that I find the characters very attractive because of course I do. And you know, Steel Ball Run's all about like horse race and everything. And you know, there's the song that Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. And so as I'm telling her this about like these attractive characters and stuff, she's like, oh yeah, save a horse. And without skipping a beat, I just said ride a Joestar. And again, I may never recover from my own speech because I can't believe I said that out loud. But I did, and I'm gonna die now. But you know, sometimes you say things. Yeah. So, the things that... Oh, I didn't do this line. The things that I say around my friends are something. And now I've shared it with the internet. So, I'm sure my consistent 0 to 2 viewers at any given moment, I'm sure that's obviously devastating to share such a thing. Too high. But yeah, I was like, I can't believe I said that out loud. Ride a Joestar. I should make a t-shirt. Because I've already said it out loud, so I may as well lean into it. Yeah. I think it's a sentiment that a lot of people would agree with, though. I saw this one video with like a cosplayer as Joseph, and I was like, I can't watch this. This is too attractive. That's just cruel. Can't be that attractive. Cosplayers, man. They have a particular skill. I'm not liking the way the back of this is looking, so goodbye. Ooh, I got to see when I was at the con the other day, because again, very recent. I got to see a really good Jolene, and I was so excited about that. She was so cute. She had like the full makeup for like the there's like a specific word for it, but you know, where they have like the lines that are like animated looking, and I cannot remember what that is called, because that's not, you know, that's not where one of my brain cells is dedicated to. It's drawing and remembering to save. Those are my brain cells. So there's no way I'm going to be able to remember what that's called. But it was very good, and I was sad because I saw her from a distance, but she never came over to my booth, so I could not tell her how much I liked her costume. But I did get to compliment a lot of people. Because, you know, again, cosplayers, they're incredible. And just like the dedication to it and everything. If I had the time, I would become a problem because I would do all that. I would have too many costumes. I'd have no space. I'd have no money. I mean, that wouldn't be any different. I already have no money. But I would have so many costumes, and it would be a lot of fun. Details are stealing the thoughts from my brain. There was a Spider Noir cosplay, which that was my Halloween costume last year, because me and some of my friends did different Spider-Verse characters, and it was really fun. I think this needs to be like 2 little ones. That's better. Almost better. Hold on. So I'm gonna go kind of behind. That's not it. But anyways, there's this Spider Noir who was carrying around a Rubik's Cube. And I can solve a Rubik's Cube. But my friend who was with me to like help me in the booth if I needed to leave or anything, or for when I snuck off to meet that voice actor, she was off to get herself some lunch, and she ran into him, and he was like, "Hey, do you know anybody that could solve a Rubik's Cube?" And she didn't know I could, so she was like, "Oh no, I don't," you know. But like, it's already kind of funny that he was carrying around the Rubik's Cube and all that. So she comes back and like tells me about it, and I was like, "Me, I can do that. You should have like sent him over here." She was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." She's like, "I'll have to find him." And so then he comes and walks by the booth, and she like yells from the booth. She's like, "Hey, Spider-Man!" And he like whips around, and she's like, "Apparently I lied. My friend can solve a Rubik's Cube." And he comes over, and he's like, "Oh, finally," and he like hands it to me. And starts talking to me about this like Rubik's Cube as I'm sitting there, because I'm like, "Oh, I can do it, but I can't do it fast. I've never been able to do it fast." And he's like, "Oh, that's fine. I will sit here all day if I have to." And I was like, "Okay." Kind of weird. But he starts telling us that this Rubik's Cube had like lore, because it was in his car when he bought it. No, I don't like that. Apparently I can't do the top. It was in his car when he bought it, and he found it, and it was solved, and he kept it. And then one of his friends was like, "Oh, I can solve a Rubik's Cube, like, give it to me." And he gave it to him, and the friend mixed it up and then proceeded to not be able to solve it. So apparently it had been like months of him wanting to have someone solve this. And so he was like, "Oh, I'll bring it to the con because statistically there's probably somebody there that can do it." And he was correct. So I thought that was really funny that, like, not only was he, like, carrying around Rubik's Cube as Spider Noir, but apparently he was Spider Noir because he wanted that Rubik's Cube solved. And then when I did it, it was really funny. Well, okay, hold on. I'm, like, working on it, and apparently he had been asking for, like, a while, because little by little, like, this crowd starts showing up. Not a big crowd, it was, like, 5 people. But for solving a Rubik's Cube, that's a weird crowd. But each one that shows up is like, "Oh, you found somebody." And, like, the next person comes up, "Oh, you found somebody." And so, like, they're, like, getting excited about the fact that he found somebody to solve the Rubik's Cube because he'd been looking all day, apparently. And, so there's, like, this little tiny crowd of people watching, and so when I solved it, it was like cheers, which was so funny to me. That only ever happens when I solve Rubik's Cubes in front of children. And so it was very funny to see all these adults cheering about a Rubik's Cube. And then he's like, oh, did I tell you about the prize? And I'm like, the what now? And he like whips open his wallet and he pulls out a single $1 and just like handed it to me. And I was like, oh yeah, I will treasure this until I spend it. And pretty much that was that. But it was just so funny that he just was like hunting for somebody to solve the Rubik's Cube and picked his costume so that he could get the Rubik's Cube that his friend messed up solved. So anyways, hopefully he never makes that mistake again. Never hands it back to a friend who cannot actually solve a Rubik's Cube. But yeah, so that was really fun. And I didn't have anybody at the booth for doodles at that point, so I had my hands free, and that was really nice. Because if he'd come over while I was like working on somebody's sketch, I would have been like, alright, but you gotta wait. I love doing the sketches. They're so much fun. But yeah, that was one of my favorite things. I also didn't realize that one of like my favorite artists was also a vendor there. So I like went, actually kind of like, I think I'm going to keep a little bit of that sort of over. So anyways, I didn't realize that one of my favorite artists was also there, because I didn't know that this artist was anywhere near the vicinity of where I am located. I kind of just assumed they were somewhere bigger, because they're really good. And so it was like crazy because I went to the bathroom, and as I'm walking back, I'm like, wait a second, I know that guy. Oh, I followed that guy on Instagram. And I got to like talk to him, and he was so incredibly nice, and followed me back and stuff, and has like been very encouraging of my art since then. So it's very funny to like, first of all, to not even know that he was there, but then to like have like a very genuine like conversation and stuff with this guy, who is someone that I look up to artistically. So yeah, I think that that's just so cool. That was one of the coolest things for me when I got to go. And I'm hoping to, oops, hold on. It's doing a thing. There we go. But anyways, I'm looking forward because there's like a few coming up. So I'll get to like actually get to go consistently to cons and stuff, and which I really I don't think I've ever been able to go consistently. But I've not been able to go to like any in a while, so I thought that was really fun, and getting to like hang out with other vendors and artists and stuff like before it started, and just seeing what people are doing and what they're up to is always so much fun for me, because I don't really have people around who are also artistic, except for my brother, but he doesn't really have the same time to dedicate to his art, so it's not quite the same, because even though he has like talent for it, he doesn't have the time. So it's very nice to be around other like artistic people. It's a very rare thing for me. So I'm excited that I'm going to be able to do that a lot more consistently. And then maybe if I'm good about streaming and stuff, maybe get to be able to have some like other artists on the stream, because I'll be able to like actually have like real connections to other artists, which would be the best. Because currently I do not. It's, you know, it's a small town thing. Where like really it's, you just don't find, it's very hard to find anyone with a similar interest, you know, artistic or otherwise. It's very difficult. Whereas like I feel like if you live somewhere bigger, you can find all kinds of people. So yeah, that's a thing. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna ignore the top of his head for a little while longer. Okay. Do I want to do the hand first, or do I want to kind of shape out the little bit of the scarf that you can see? Processing. I think that I'm going to do scarf first because it's my goal in life to avoid drawing hands for as long as possible, because I am a coward. So, you know, if I just happened to run out of time, oops. No, I probably won't run out of time to at least start the hands, which is truly tragic for me. Because all I have to do is kind of the implication of a scarf. Because you're not going to see very much of it. Yeah. That's pretty much it, you know. I'm gonna have to erase that little bit of hair that I spent. So, or no, I don't have to erase that. Wait. How do shapes work? I do need to get rid of that. Okay. My brain had to catch up. I'm getting very close to the point where I am no longer coherent enough to continue drawing, because when I draw and talk at the same time, it gets progressively worse. So I get tired a lot faster. Yay me. Alright, let me fix this travesty here. I feel like something's, because like the hair should kind of go into the scarf a little bit, but the way I've done it doesn't really work like that. Hang on. We're gonna change a couple things. Keep that, because I like that shape. Actually, no. I like the shape, but it needs to change. We're gonna get rid of this one, because it's the one that's causing the problem, I think. Okay. And then erase this. And then we need a new top line that makes more sense, because this would kind of come like around. No. I can no longer draw. Because you would still see my brain is starting to not be able to understand three-dimensional space on a 2D screen. Because I'm sleepy. Because it makes sense. So I guess I'd cut off a little bit of this. Yeah. I think that makes more sense. Huh. Because then hair's still kind of like in the scarf, but it's different. Okay. Figuring things out. Kind of. Maybe. Inconclusive. Ugh. Do I have to draw a hand? I have to draw a hand. Or I have to draw the top of his head. Because we've seen how well that's going. But, what do I want to procrastinate on more is the real question. Because I don't like the shapes that keep happening when I try to draw. I can talk. Try to draw the top of his head. But I also just really don't want to draw a hand. It's terrible. I also, I used a reference image for like the face and everything, and then I didn't find a hand reference that I liked, so I just took a picture of myself like a complete dork doing this, like the whole, like getting the angle that I wanted and twisting my hand, and like there's just a bunch of very stupid pictures on my phone right now of me just my hand, like model stupid. But listen, hand is in a good general shape, so sometimes you just have to use your own hand for reference. Yeah. Okay. I must do it. I must draw a hand. As you can see, because again, procrastination, the hand sketch is still pretty rough, because I don't like to help myself by, actually putting work in early on that would help me later. No, why would I ever do such a thing? Okay. Hand. Alright. I can do hands. Let's start up here. Do I want to start up here? Is this a dumb area to start at? I don't know. It's all dumb. I'm already doing the thing where I'm like, ooh, don't like it. Okay. Maybe I do want to start from more of like the base. I think that would probably be better. Here we go. The other thing that's nice though is because he's wearing like the little half gloves, which was great when I was doing my reference photo because I have, the half gloves on. So I was like, cool, I can see like right where those hit and everything. But since he has those, I don't have to draw like the veins. Since I'm trying to be more detailed in this one, I was like, cool, that's an excuse to just let everything be smooth. Instead of having to get like too crazy detailed in there. Now what I will have to do is after I draw like the shape of the fingers, I'll have to add like a little bit of a fabric texture implication. Words are nothing to me now. I no longer know how to do a word. Okay. That's pretty good. I absolutely know how to draw. Sometimes it is hard. Alright, I kind of want this to be a little more square. There we go. Because even though this does not make any sense to me, maybe it's just something I don't know. But a lot of times when drawing hands and stuff, a lot of times you'll see, like, for like fingers and stuff, guys will be drawn with everything a little more square, which again, that doesn't really make sense to me. But like the fingernails will be more square, the fingers themselves will be a little more square, and I don't quite get that one, but I'll do it because like one of those interesting little shorthand things, you know, that somebody did, and it looks good. So usually I am better about understanding the principles behind what I do, but that one, I don't got it. I don't know what that's about. Here, hold on. I'm gonna go all the way back here. I should look that up sometime. See why that's a thing. Okay. We have a finger. Let me take this away and see how bad it is. That's not bad. Especially once we add the little knuckle lines. Yeah, okay. Why am I drawing a hand? Why ever draw a hand? You know? Should really just hide them always. Everyone should always hide their hands in photos so it becomes the norm to not have visual depictions of hands so that no one ever has to draw a hand again. Especially a detailed hand. Alright, you know what? I might just have to go with like the general structure and then do like the more subtle stuff when I'm not streaming and having to talk, because otherwise I do not think it's gonna go well. Yeah, but we're doing it. We're doing a hand. We'll see if I finish it or not, because I am only going till like 9-ish. Which is in like 20 minutes. Okay, this one should be like a smidge easier because it was at an interesting angle, and that often helps me make the hands make sense, funnily enough. Yeah. So we have, again, kind of square it up a little more. That's a little too square. Hold on. Square it up. Here we go. Erase my little scarf implication. Ugh, I made it worse. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Erase that because this is going to need to have a little bit. There we go. And a little bit of a thing going there that I need to fix up, but if I have to do like a third round of line art on the hands, that's fine. Third? Fourth. This is the third round. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. Because now that I've started them, like I kind of want to finish at least the basis of the hands while I'm streaming, but I don't know. I am thinking I'm gonna have to do an additional go at these, but we'll see. I might just need to fix up a couple small things rather than redoing it all. We'll see what it looks like in a minute. We'll see whether I am okay with it or not. Alright. Squaring it up. That's a little too square. Not here. Sometimes art is hard and you know, those times are almost exclusively when it's hands. For me. And feet, you know. That's just how it is. You just suffer through all of the stuff. Okay. And then this would kind of go in more, but I'm planning on having the you know what? I'll do a little bit of it because I don't know exactly how the vine's going to end up. And that is kind of my saving grace right now, is that anything that I don't like how it looks, I can always kind of change up how the vine is going and just hide it. Sometimes hands are like easy for me. Once in a great while. Actually, not in a, maybe like a 60-40 split, you know? They're often difficult, but they're often easy, I guess. It just depends on what I'm trying to do with them and how realistic I'm trying to be. Cannot draw. I think that the fingernail needs to be thicker, but I will fix that in a minute. Okay. But yeah, so just, it depends on detail and like the pose I'm doing, gesture, whatever. Because sometimes hands are really not that bad. For like over here, let me save this real quick. For their hands, that was a mix. I'm still not completely happy with Gyro's hands, but Johnny's, they're good enough. They're good enough. But because they're not as realistic, I'm like, who cares? Whereas with this, I'm like, any like tiny thing that's off, I'm like, no, that's gonna ruin it, because it's supposed to look real. Even though it's only supposed to be like semi-real, I guess, for this. But I'm like, it's real enough. And I don't like the way this line has been tangenting, so I think I'm just going to completely adjust the scarf at the bottom there. This is the point in the stream where I continuously think I have the eraser on and don't, or think I don't have the eraser and do. Apparently. But again, if we get basic hand shape, it's fine. I can fix it up later. Also gonna, there we go. Swoop that way. Almost there. We got like 15 minutes left of stream. That took me 5 minutes, and it felt like it took me half an hour. Yay, drawing hands. Love it so much. No, believe it or not, I am having a good time, or I would have quit. I firmly believe that if you are having if you're having a big enough struggle with your art that it's like more frustrating than anything, that you should just step away for a little bit. Because if you're not having fun with your art, like, why are you doing it, you know? And you don't have to be like having the best time the whole time, because I don't think that's possible for anything, but you should be generally having a good time, and you should not be so, it shouldn't be something that's making you just like angry. And if it is, then it's time to step away. That's my opinion. So if I ever did feel like I was just having a terrible time, I'd just be like, all right, guys, I'm not gonna be streaming for the rest of this. Gonna step away. But I think that even though hands are difficult and stuff, I do think it's kind of fun to once in a while do something like this that is more challenging for me, you know, do it on stream, because I think it's important to share all the parts of art, you know, the struggle part and the easy stuff, because I think everybody struggles with their art sometimes, and I know that some people, when that happens, they are inclined to just quit, and I think that temporarily, yes, absolutely, if you're super mad at your art, step away from it. But the hope would be that it would never be so bad that you would just be like, well, I'm just never gonna do this again. But yes, temporary quit. I'm all for that. Okay. We have a hand. It's... Oh, I didn't draw the little knuckle lines anywhere else. Okay. Hand is fine, I guess. I don't love it. Normally I'd add, you know, some little details and stuff, but we're gonna do the gloves instead. So it's all smooth. But that means that we need to actually do that. Smooth, but like not like textureless smooth, I guess. That should be good enough. Is it better to do it this way? Probably not. Alright. But yeah, just add a little bit to make sure it actually looks like there's a glove happening. I'm happy that I made it this far on this tonight, especially since I didn't start with it. I started with the other drawing, because I definitely wasn't sure if I'd even do anything on this drawing, because I wasn't sure how much of the other one I would work on, but I'm glad that I just did the sort of finished up the first like round of color. No. I'm getting particular again. It happens. Nope. But I'm excited about these. I'm excited to do some more stuff. I'm gonna be doing just like fan art like crazy, because again, I'm gonna be doing more cons than I have been in the past, which I'm very excited about because it's such a fun experience. So I need to be doing more fan art stuff, because that's how you sell things at cons, is you have recognizability. People go, ooh, I love that character, I love that show, etc. That's how I end up buying things that I don't need. It's how they get us all. You know, and then even as like a vendor, you know, you go and you're like, well, I'm not gonna get anything because I'm here to sell. And you walk by one booth and you're like, ooh, actually, I want this thing that this person sells because it's cool. In high school, I went to actually, I think I was in college. But basically I had $10. Exactly $10. And I was like, alright, I'm not gonna buy anything because I want to be able to eat. And I didn't eat. I bought some art prints, which are still oops. I don't know how well you can see them, but I don't know how well you can see, but there's Iron Man, there's Link, and then the one that's kind of like red and blue vaguely, that's Darth Vader, but there's like landscape behind him. Those are 3 out of 5 art prints that I bought. Hang on, I dropped something. The other 2 was Squirtle, and it was One Piece. It was Luffy and Zoro together. Like, it was cool because they were like, it was like cool with the colors because it was like the red from Luffy and like the green from Zoro, and like I liked it a lot. So I got those with $5, and then it wasn't, I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't very expensive. I got this little fridge magnet for my mom of Captain Kirk, because we tease my mom that she's a Trekkie even though she's not really, because she knows like every episode and stuff, when really it's because of my uncle, because she grew up, he'd watch them and all that, and so she knows a lot about it, and she enjoys it and all, but she's not actually a Trekkie, but we just we tease her because it's fun. So I got her that magnet, which is still on our fridge. It's been like has it been a whole decade? It's been a whole decade or it's been almost a decade since I went to that, because I'm uncertain if I was in high school or college. But yeah, I had $10, and I still could not resist, because especially the art stuff, because obviously I enjoy that. And I had like a very thrown together costume. What was that? What was I? Oh, I did like a kind of Mad Hatter type costume because it was what I could figure out from like the amalgamation of stuff that I just had in my house. So it was not like a specific version of the Mad Hatter. Like, it wasn't like, any specific movie or something. It was just like vague Mad Hatter-ish thing. Because again, it's just what I had. So it was definitely the budget con experience, and it was so much fun. That is, I would say, one of the benefits of the whole small town type thing is the only cons around are very small, which means like you can afford them, like almost guaranteed you can afford to go to a con because it's going to be tiny and it's going to be like a little chaotic. It's just I think every con's chaotic, but it's going to be a different type of chaotic. It's more, it's homemade, I guess. So that is something that I enjoy. about the little cons in my area is that they have like this hometown feel that is very pleasant. Okay. I think that's gonna be it. I just need to do the little knuckle guard thingies. I don't know what those are. The vines and the top of his head, and then I haven't decided yet if I want to actually have this line or if I just want to sort of have that sharpness in the way that I shade it. So we'll see. But yeah, it's about 9. So I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. Let me take this away for a second. Yeah, I think right now, because it literally is, it feels like it's missing something. But I think it's pretty good. I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm liking how my other one with let's pop over there because it's closer to being complete. Liking how this one's going a lot, and it will probably this one for sure will be done by my next stream, which should be next Tuesday at 7. But I'm enjoying this one. It should be done, and then this Joseph may or may not be done by then. I don't know how much I'll work on him, but it's possible that I'll work on other stuff and then come back to him. But regardless, I'm going to be doing fan art for a while. I want to kind of switch. It'll probably be mostly anime stuff because I just enjoy it. I know I want to do like some One Piece stuff. I want to do some Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, Spy Family. Like I want to do some of like my some of my favorites and then some of the ones I've just been enjoying lately. And do just a handful of things for each one. So that's probably what'll be coming up next, so to speak, is just lots of fan art, mostly anime, probably a little bit of other stuff, because, I mean, it's fun to kind of throw other things in there. And then I'm going to try to, I haven't decided exactly how I want to do this, because it'll probably be after I get sort of caught up on the stuff that I need prepared for the cons, but at some point I want to do it where it's like, probably Thursday nights will be stuff that are like ongoing longer projects, and then Tuesdays will be more of like one-off drawings that are just kind of something I'm doing. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again, and hopefully I'll remember to show these off and how they turned out and stuff next time. Yeah, I'll see you later.